Yo, so I have a website that pays me money for doing absolutely nothing. I haven't touched it since late 2024, I think. And a stranger lands on it, fills out a form, and a different stranger, aka a business, pays me for that contact. That's literally the whole thing. And the first time it happened, bro, I almost Googled whether I was accidentally doing a crime. So I've been wanting to make this video for a hot minute because there's this very specific moment that nobody who makes money online ever talks about. Like, everyone shows you the screenshots, right? Everyone's like, look at the Stripe dashboard, look at the bank account, here's 10K in a week. But nobody talks about the actual feeling, the first time, like the very, very first time that thing you felt without selling anything to anyone while you are doing literally or almost literally doing nothing, generates real cash. Cash that comes into your account from a stranger you'll never meet in your life. And I think the reason nobody talks about it is because once you've made it past, the moment just becomes normal, it becomes part of how you live. Money comes in, you process it, you move on. But bro, before you made it past, that moment is completely nuts, completely wild. It's genuinely brain breaking because it doesn't fit any of the boxes you've been trained your entire life to put money into. You know what I mean? Like, before this, every dollar I've made only online needed me to be present somehow, selling Minecraft server packs on Discord at 17 hours at the keyboard, replying to people, dealing with the buyer, running a hosting business I'm on a support tickets, sending invoices, doing the actual thing every single day. Every single sale had me in somewhere. And then suddenly there's this whole new category where I am not in, the website is, and the website is doing the work, and the money still shows up. That's pretty wild, bro, to be honest. But whatever, I'm already all over the place. Anyways, let me actually tell you the story, because I think it'll make more sense if I just walk you through how this whole thing went down. Okay, so context. I've been on the internet trying to figure out how to make money online since I was like 16, 18, 19, something like that. I was 18, 19 in pandemic era, 2020, locked in my room watching way too many YouTube videos, like way too many. Every single day learning copywriting, email marketing, Twitter ghostwriting, drop servicing, and all of this stuff that probably, if you're my age, you have already done too. I think I quit 4 different things because I made it past a couple €100, and actually I didn't make it past, and none of them stuck. None of them, because every single one needed me to be there every single day, posting, replying, hassling. And the second I got tired or distracted or even had an exam coming up, they just died, bro. Straight up. But before all of that, even when I was 17, I was selling Minecraft server setups on Discord, and even on YouTube, doing some random ass videos. And these Minecraft server setups are basically configurations, plugin packs, custom mob setups, all that nerdy stuff. And people in random Discord servers would pay me like €7, €15, 15 to €25 at a time. And that was my first ever online income. And I remember the exact moment, bro. I'm sitting there on my bed, PayPal email comes in and basically says, you have received a payment of €7. And I was like, wait, what? Some random dude in another country just sent me €7 on a Wednesday for something I made? That's even allowed, bro? Like, I thought about that for 3 full days, genuinely, walking around school the next morning thinking to myself, wait, hold on, I have a job. I have like an income stream at 17 from my bedroom, from the internet. That's a thing that's even allowed. And that feeling, that exact feeling, it's a feeling you have multiple times. You only have multiple times on your life. And every single time you have it, your brain rewards a little bit, no cap. And then like a few years later, I started a Minecraft web hosting business. I was 19, 18, just before 1 month starting uni. Just decided I don't want to be broke for the next 4 years of my life. So I launched it, and that thing actually worked, It's still running today, 4 years later. And this is the most important part, that hosting business needs me every single day. custom support, billing refunds, server downtimes, and all of that. So that's why I delegated all of this to a guy that I have a lot of trust with. But yeah, that is a real business, not a thing in the background. So even though it's been making me money for years, every single euro has me in it somewhere, or the guy I delegated it to. So yeah, you get what I mean. So by the time we get to Booking Buzz's story, like probably you have already heard about it if you watch my 2 later videos. So by the time that we get to Booking Buzz's, I had already 2 of these, wait, is this actual real moments in life? So the first was with a Minecraft selling server setups at 17, and the second was at my first hosting company customer at 19. But I had never ever had the third one, the one where the money shows up, and I'm genuinely not in it like at all. I don't even know that category existed, bro. I just thought online engagement was a slightly nicer version of a job. But yeah, anyways, back to the story. So I was there late 2023, and my friend and I, he's actually an account executive now, runs sales demos all day, super busy dude. He's 25 right now, I think, or 26, a couple of years older than me. And we started brainstorming this idea, like programmatic SEO, aka building a site with hundreds of pages targeting really specific long-tail Google searches, capturing leads from people trying real intent, well, typing real intent into Google and selling those leads to a business in a niche, okay? We had read about it. We kind of knew the concept. We knew it should work in theory, but we didn't actually build anything for like a whole year. So yeah, a year, bro, a whole year. We talked about it for a year and we built nothing, absolutely nothing about it. That's now that I think about it, it's laughable, completely laughable, but wasting time, bro. I'm a pro at that, or at least I was. So for that reason, we kept just tweaking the idea in our heads. We kept thinking we needed the perfect niche. We kept reading more and more about it. We kept going, yeah, but what if X? What if Y? Just, yeah, you know, classic pre-action paralysis, per-analysis, and all that, you know. And we both already had income from other stuff. So we weren't desperate, which is why we just stay in research mode forever. And you know, that's a trap, bro. That's literally the trap. Your brain gives you the dopamine of thinking about doing it, and you confuse that feeling with actually doing it. It's BS. So yeah, a whole year later, in late 2024, we finally just sit down and actually build a thing. Okay, we pick a niche we know absolutely nothing about. We were talking about it for that whole year. That was basically coach hires, minibus rentals, and all of that. And we built a site that it's called Booking Buzzes, bookingbuzzes.com. You can actually search for that. It's in Spanish, but you can translate it if you do not know Spanish. And we're actually thinking about expanding to other languages, to English and all of that. But that's another topic for another day. So yeah, and actually we do not own any business. We're never been in a coach in our adult lives, actually, just in school. So we picked it because the demand was clearly there, and Google and the existing operator websites were universally trash, like real trash. If you go, and I don't know if you are in the US, and probably in the US, websites are much better overall. I don't know, but bro, the websites from bus companies here are like straight up from 2002. It's really, really funny, and at the same time kind of frustrating. So we took that opportunity to really go deep and make an actual 2024 in that time website that actually looked modern. And also, of course, it's not only about the looks, it's also important to do SEO and all of that stuff. So we did it all. We are not professionals of SEO and all of that, but we did what we thought was good, what we interpreted from information on the internet. And well, you'll see how it turned out. So we built this site over like a couple of weeks. before AI could actually generate all of that, we did it with WordPress and page duplication plugin, but now it can be made with AI. So if you're thinking about doing it, AI could actually help you out. But yeah, we then hook up a contact form in all of that websites, in all of that pages, and we just submit it to Google Search Console, and then we just leave it there. Like we live, bro. We don't post about it on Twitter. We don't tell anyone. We don't make a single piece of social content, like nothing. We just go back to our actual lives. We just go back to running sales demos all day. Well, he was. And I go back to building software, dealing with my hosting business and all of that. And Booking Buzzes is just sitting on the internet doing its thing with literally nobody touching it. Like literally. And for the first like 6-7 weeks, absolutely nothing happened, like nothing at all, which I kind of expected, or I think I expected, because SEO has this lag, right, where Google has to crawl your pages, decide they're trustworthy, slowly start ranking them for the long tail stuff first. And anyone who's done this knows the dead zone, it's psychologically rough as hell. So like, I'm checking Search Console every day or every couple days for the first 2 weeks, and then I slowly checked it less and less and less, and I just stopped checking it because, like, really, for the first week there's nothing to see. The graph is completely flat. Impression 0, clicks 0, like a flat line, and somehow a flat line is worse than a downward line, because at least a downward line means something is happening, you know. And during this time, and this is the part I want to be honest about, I'm starting to think we kind of wasted our weekend, not gonna lie. Like, maybe this whole programmatic SEO thing is a thing that worked 5 years ago, like in 2020, and Google killed it now. Maybe then it's too small, maybe the pages are good enough, maybe, and this is the worst voice in my head. Maybe the people who what it works are just selling courses about it and nobody's actually doing it. Maybe it's all BS. And I've come to believe that this voice, the voice that shows up exactly when you're closest to it's working, is the single most expensive voice most people will ever listen in their entire lives. Because they listen to it, or at least some people listen to it, they quit, they go build something else, and then like 6 weeks later, the thing that they would have kept would have started ranking, and they have had this story instead of having yet another half-finished project sitting on their laptop. But they don't know about that. They never get to find out. So their mental model becomes, I tried that, it didn't work. When really the truth is, I tried that and I quit 4 weeks before it would have worked, which is so different, bro. It's like the meme of the miner just stopping an inch from getting to the diamonds, you know? So yeah, it's literally that. And this is the most underrated reason most people stay rogue. I'm not even joking. Like, it's not that they don't try things, it's that they try things and then quit them at the exact wrong moment, right at the threshold. And then the next time they try something new, they bring that whole nothing works for me energy into it. And that makes it really hard and makes them quit even sooner the next time. And it just compounds in the wrong direction. So yeah, anyways, back to the story. So it's like Tuesday afternoon, early 2025, and I'm working on something else. The software product, my actually main thing right now. And I'm in VS Code. If you're a technical guy, you already know about VS Code. And I'm dealing with some weird bug, okay? I've completely forgotten Booking Buzzes even exist. We haven't checked it in maybe 3 weeks. My phone buzzes, like ring. And I look at it and it's a transaction notification bank app, small amount. I think I was like 40 euros something. I genuinely don't remember the exact figure, to be honest. And the sender is some company name I've never heard in my life. Looks Spanish, looks like a transport company, and for like 10 full seconds I assume it's a mistake, like somebody mistyped an Ivan, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to send this back. This isn't mine. And then it just clicks. Like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. This is the worst thing. The website, someone, a real human in some city in Spain type type something into Google like coach hire 30 people or minibus for school trip or whatever, landed on one of the booking buses pages, filled out the contact form, and the form went to a transport company we'd been forwarding leads to. They contacted the person, they either booked the trip or had a real conversation with them, and the company paid us for that contact indirectly because we programmed it so that it would be taking a cut. And yeah, that's like for the privilege of having the person's phone number and a real intent of actually carrying out the transaction. Well, not real intent, actually doing the transaction. And I just sat there, bro, like coffee gone cold, VS Code still open, cursor blinking on whatever bug I was supposed to be fixing. And I was just thinking, staring at the wall, wait, hold on, is this actually allowed? Like, obviously, I knew it was allowed. Obviously, this is what every Google Ads agency on earth is doing, except that they're charging the business per click instead of per qualified contact, or even for actual transaction. And this is what every rank and rant site is doing. This is the entire lead gen industry. Hundreds of millions of dollars move through this model every single year. Lawyers do it for personal injury. Real estate agents do it for buyer leads. Insurance brokers do it for car insurance. And none of this is new. It just felt new because it was new to me. And the gap between I know intellectually this is allowed and an actual stranger has actually paid me for an actual other stranger's actual contact information for the first time in my actual life. Yeah, that gap right there is the entire video. That's literally why I'm making it. All right, so I want to talk about the money for a second casually, because this is the part I think actually helps people calibrate. And I'd rather you hear the real number from me than the sanitized version everyone else gives you online. So that first contact was 40 something euros, which is like the low end, and the different niches pay different amounts. But in Coach Hire, depending on the size of the booking, the city, the urgency, a qualified lead, and a real transaction is worth somewhere between 20 to 100 euros or dollars to the business that buys. Because probably they're making like $800, they're charging $1,000, $2,000 even, or even $3,000 if it's a pretty long trip. And also they pay it because otherwise they would have to pay Google Ads, who they pay per click, and most of those clicks don't even fill out the form. Like 90% or 95% of them just bounce. So a contact who's already filled out the form, given their phone number, given the trip details, the dates, all of it, and actually shows intent of buying or ends up buying, bro, that's literally gold to them. They will happily pay 60 euros for that one person. So now you don't have to do it as paper lead, as I was talking about. You can also do some other models like renting the whole site. That's why I was talking about qualified leads or even actual transactions. So there's the paper lead or renting the site model that they are just paying for the opportunity of having the contact and of a pre-qualified lead. And then there's the model of you just taking cut. Okay. However, the model of taking a cut does require some more effort and more time into it, because you have to make a deal with the company that's going to provide the service and all of that. Okay. But yeah, I really like the renting model because it's like you have built like a house, a rental property, and then you rent it and take monthly cash for just building and ranking a website. That's quite wild, but yeah. So basically, the way to get these companies is you go to, for example, in our case, we go to transport companies in our region or the regions that we got the website to rank in, and you say like, look, this site is pulling in this many inquiries a month for this kind of search. I'll put your phone number on every page. I'll forward every form straight to you, and you just pay me 500 euros, 800 euros, 1,000 euros a month flat fee. And you don't have to think about it. I don't think about it. Every single lead in this niche in your region just becomes yours. That's it. That's the deal. And the math gets stupid pretty quickly, bro. Like if you got a site doing 150 leads a month, that's 5 leads a day, and you sell every lead for 20 euros a lead, that's 3K a month, just like that. If you've got it rented out for $800 a month, that's slightly less in cash, but it's actually predictable. It's handoffs, and you don't have to chase invoices for every single contact. So stack 3 of those across different niches in different regions, and you're sitting at $2,400 a month from sites you check once a week. That's nothing, bro. And yeah, there's a third option, which is once a site has 6 months, a year of consistent traffic, or even growing traffic, you can just sell the whole thing on a marketplace. So they go for like 20 to 30x monthly revenue. So a site making $800 a month rented out can sell for $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, one lump sum. And then you just go there and build another one. Rinse and repeat. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, 2,400 a month doesn't put you on a yacht. It's not generational wealth. I want to be honest about that, but for a 23-year-old building software, or a student finishing their degree, or somebody with a full-time job that just wants something quite running in the background, bro, it changes the conversation straight up. It's the difference between being available and being optional. It's the difference between needing the next paycheck and not really needing it, and the gap is everything. And I'm being honest with you about the numbers, because too many videos in this space throw out figures that sound great and don't really tell you the shape of how it actually gets there. The shape is a few months of building, a weird quiet zone where nothing happens, and then you start to doubt everything, and then something starts moving, and the first time it makes it is the actual wildest date of the whole journey. No exaggeration at all. But yeah, $2,400 a month is not a lot, but if you're really serious about it, you could scale it into, I don't know, 10, 12 sites. You can vibe code a dashboard to have the metrics that Google Analytics can provide you with for every site. And then you can actually track all of them from one only site. You can then use AI agents to help you interpret the metrics and all of that fancy stuff. But yeah. Where I want to land somewhere with this video, because otherwise it's just me rambling on top of Call of Duty footage, which is a fun genre, y'all, but I want to leave you with an actual point. The first time a stranger pays you for another stranger's contact, or for a digital product, or an affiliate link, or anything that doesn't require you to be sitting there at the moment of the sale, that moment is not actually about the money, like at all. The amount is going to be small, probably. It's almost never $5,000. It's almost always between $20 to $200. You can even do anything without it. It barely covers a dinner. What that moment actually is proof. Proof that the model is real, proof that you're not crazy, proof that the years of watching make money online videos and feeling like you were never gonna figure it out, those years end on the day you get that ping, just like that. Because if you get one, you will get many. It just works like that, bro, or almost every time. And it's especially because before proof, every single doubt has weight on you. Maybe it doesn't work for you, maybe your niche is wrong, maybe Google's done with this, maybe the gurus are all lying, maybe it's all BS, and every single objection has equal weight in your head because you've never actually tested it. And the longer you stay there, the more those doubts compound until eventually you just give up and pivot to something else. And then you start the whole cycle of all over again with the next thing, and it accelerates. However, after actual proof, after that first ping or that first caching, or whatever sound effect your app or whatever you use does, those doubts just go away permanently. Because now you know the mechanism works. A strange paid you for strangers' data, the pipes are real, and everything else is just turning the tap further. More pages, more niches, more sites. You stop arguing with the model and you start scaling it. That's a whole shift. And this is also why I really push people to just actually build a thing, bro. Don't read another article. Don't watch another video, including this one, by the way. After this one, build a site. Pick the boringest local service niche you could think of in your city, generate the pages, submit it to Google, and leave it alone for 2 months. Eventually, on a random Tuesday afternoon, your phone is gonna buzz. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna have your moment. And after that, this whole thing just becomes normal. Just a thing you do. All right. So one thing I want to actually you to take away from this, the hardest part of this model isn't the technical stuff. It isn't the keyword research. It isn't the page generation. It isn't even the niche selection. The hardest part is the gap between I built it and the first euro actually showed up. So that's where everyone quits, bro. That's where I almost quit too. I'm not gonna lie. So if you're in that gap right now, like you've built something, it's been a few weeks, nothing happening, you're starting to talk to yourself out of it, just keep it running, bro. Don't touch it. Don't pivot. Don't redo the homepage. Don't rewrite the copy. Don't add new pages. Don't do nothing. Just leave it alone and check back in a month. You're closest to that thing than you actually think, for real. And if you want to actually go through the holding properly, niche, build, structure, the partner deal, all of it, just leave a comment down below so that I can see that there's actually interest for all of that. And yeah, that's it. Anyways, that's it. Peace.